Hello, my name is Jason Sanchez Bolaina from the career of Mechatronic, and I'm from the group M15 from the University of the Polytechnic of the Center. And today I'm going to talk about the introduction of the country of Malta. 350 kilometers north of Libya and 100 kilometers south of Sicilian coast is located the Maltese archipelago in the heart of the Mediterranean Sea. This exact location equidistance from different territories and also civilizations offers, like nowhere else in the world, culture vestiges of all the empires that passed through this place, like Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Romans, Vandals, Byzantines, Arabs, Normans, Aragonese, French, English, and finally, Maltese. Malta, officially the Republic of Malta, is one of the 27 sovereign states that make up the European Union. It is one of the most densely populated states, made up of an archipelago and located in the center of the Mediterranean, south of Italy and east of Tunisia, also and the north of Libya. Due to its strategic location, it has been governed and disputed by various powers over the centuries. Since 1964, it has been independent, and in 2004, it joined to the European Union. The Maltese flag has made up of two vertical strips, one of the same size, white on the pole and red on the flap. Malta has a specific indigenous language, the Maltese. It is a Semitic language belonging to the Afro-Asian languages that, due to the cultural influence, it has been received throughout its history from England and Italy. Has many words taken from these two languages of these two countries. In any case, English is another of the official languages that this country has, with the exception of residents in towns far away from the cities. Almost all Maltese speak it fluently. Malta is a popular tourist destination with its warm climate, numerous recreational areas, and architectural and historical monuments, including through the UNESCO that has 3 World Heritage Sites like the Hall Saflian Hippogrium, Valletta, and 7 megalithic temples, which are some of the freestanding structures, oldest in the world. In 2018, it had a population of 475,700 inhabitants, with a distribution of 1,457 inhabitants square kilometer, the highest population density among the countries of the European Union. The Republic of Malta has an area of 350 square kilometers, comprising 3 inhabited islands, Malta, Gozo, and Comino, and 3 other inhabited islands, Cominoto, Filfla, and St. Paul. The Maltese Islands are a tiny country that in the small space has preserved so many traces of other cultures. That has 3 places inscribed on the UNESCO World History List that I mentioned before. The origin of the word Malta is uncertain. The most accepted etymology is the according to which it comes from the Greek word that is meli, or also mean like honey. The Greeks called the island Melite, which meant sweet as honey, probably due to the quality of the honey produced by the archipelago's bees. In fact, in Malta, there are endemic species of these insects, which is why it's called a land of honey. The Romans continued to call it Melita, Latinizations of Melitin. Another etymology has a reference to the Phoenician word Malit, which means refuge, due to the large number of bays and inlets of the island's coastline. And well, that will be all for the introductions. Now my partner is going to talk about other things of Malta.
Hi, my name is Adrián Jesús Aguilar, and I'm going to talk about the history and culture of Malta. The history of Malta is a long and colorful one dating back to the dawn of civilization. The Maltese island went through a golden Neolithic period, the remains of which include the mysterious temples that predate the Egyptian pyramids and dedicated to the goddess of fertility. Later, another civilization like the Romans and Byzantines left their traces on these islands. Um, In 16 AD, St. Paul was shipwrecked on the island while on his way to Rome and brought Christianity to Malta. Later, the Arabs conquered the island in 870 AD and left an important mark on the language of the Maltese. Until 1530, Malta was an extension of Sicily. The Normans, the Aragonese, and another conqueror who ruled over Sicily also governed the Maltese islands. It was Charles V who bequeathed Malta to the sovereign military order of St. John of Jerusalem, who ruled over Malta from 1530 to 1798. Following the Great Siege of 1575, the Knights took Malta through a new golden age, making it a key player in the cultural scene of 17th and 18th century of Europe. Now, the artistic and cultural life of this Maltese island were injected by the presence of artists such as Caravaggio, Mattia, Preti, and Fabra, who were commissioned by the Knights to embellish church, palace, and harbors. Later, in 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte took over Malta from the Knights on his way to Egypt. The French presence on the island was short-lived as the English, who were requested by the Maltese to help them against the French, blockaded the island in 1800. British rule in Malta lasted until 1974 when Malta became independent. The Maltese island adopted the British system of public administration, education, and legislation. Now, modern Malta became a republic in 1974. The foreign military base on the island closed down permanently in 1979, and Malta joined the European Union in May 2004 and the Eurozone in January of 2008. Thanks.
Hi, Professor Centeno. My name is Salvador de Jesús Flores Rumbo, and I'm going to talk about the educational system in the country of Malta. The education in Malta is compulsory up to the age of 16 years old and is offered by three different providers, which are the church, the private sector, and the state. The Catholic Church and the private sector offer a large number of schools in this country. The educational model is based on the British system. The objectives of the education in Malta includes the intellectual and moral development of each citizen. The education in Malta is divided in four different stages, which are the pre-elementary school or preschool, and it goes from 3 to 5 years old. Then we have the elementary school or the primary school. It goes from 5 to 11 years old. Then we have the secondary school or middle school. It goes from 11 to 16 years old. After the students finish the middle school, they obtain the secondary education certificate, and they can choose between vocational training or following the preparatory course for the university, which lasts 2 years and culminates with the exam called matriculation certificate, which gives access to the university. In order to enter university, it is necessary to obtain at least a C grade in the matriculation certificate, and with that, you enter the university. Many of the university courses are taught at the only university in this country, which is the University of Malta. It is necessary to clarify that the schooling system in Malta is carried out in the great majority of centers giving classes in two official languages, which are the English and the Maltese. Some centers have English classes for reinforcement. And that will be all for me, and thank you for paying attention.
Hello everybody, my name is Juan Dario Zavala and I'm going to talk about the labor market of Malta. Well, in Malta there are many job offers all the time, and one part of this is oriented to the gastronomy, to the construction, to the cleaning. In this case, is in house, restaurant, bars, company and factories. There are staff for sales, e-gaming. There are the only game, such as the only casinos, sport betting, gambling, lottery, and more. Something important is your English. You need a basic or intermediate command of English and another mother tongue. Another important point is your experience, which is not almost necessary. In addition to babysitter jobs, there are in demand on a regular basis. If you have a professional degree, there are jobs for teacher, doctor, nurse, engineer, and more. However, you must have a better command of English, although there are people with low or no level have applied, as there are many companies on Malta and they have their headquarters there. There are many professional job opportunities.
My name is Gustavo Garcia Morales, and I'm going to talk about the custom of Malta. The custom of Malta reflect various societies that have been in contact with the Maltese islands throughout the centuries, including the neighbor Mediterranean cultures and the cultures of the nation they ruled. Maltese folk tales include various stories about mysterious creatures and supernatural events. Fables of our ancestors, this collection of material experience later researched and explored to collect traditional tales, fables, and legends from across the archipelago. Many of these stories have been popularly written as children literature. The traditional Maltese obsession with main spiritual or vital purposes that many of these crowds are tasked with policing forbidden or restricted areas and attacking individuals who violate the strict codes of conduct that characterize the Islam pre-industrial society. The Maltese people love to celebrate. There is always some time to do in Malta, from traditional villages festivals to large cultural events. There are weird customs of pregnant women to eat of whether food they smell outside. The baby will have treatment in the front of that food. Malta has its own traditional and customs that are still foreign today.